I knew something was wrong the moment she knocked on my office door without stepping inside. She always entered. She never waited. But that morning, she leaned against the frame as if she were guarding it, arms crossed, eyes too still. HR badge clipped to her blazer like a shield. "Can we talk?" she asked. Her voice trembled the way it does when she's already decided something. I nodded. Slowly. Quietly. The kind of nod you give a doctor before they deliver a diagnosis they've rehearsed. She walked in. Closed the door. Didn't sit. "My new boyfriend has a Harvard MBA," she said, almost whispering, almost proud. "You'll understand." No explanation, no apology, just that. She handed me boxes, my boxes, and placed them on my desk like she was giving me a gift. "Clear your things. Today." I stared at her, not in shock, not in outrage, just observing. She didn't look at me. Her gaze floated somewhere behind my shoulder toward a future she thought already belonged to her. I packed. Not quickly, not slowly, just efficiently. My mind didn't shake, my hands didn't tremble. Everything inside me went very still, the way a lake freezes before dawn. At 12:30, I walked out of the building without a word. At 1:15, the CEO's assistant sprinted across the parking lot, breathless, asking, begging me to come back. That's when the first crack appeared in the silence inside me. Not surprise, not hope, just confirmation. Something deeper was rotting beneath the surface, and I intended to find it. It wasn't the boxes that bothered me. It wasn't even her rehearsed detachment. It was the timing. 3 weeks earlier, she had started working late again. Meetings that didn't exist. Workshops no one else attended. Dinners alone to decompress. I told myself it was stress. I told myself she'd come back to me when things settled. But her eyes changed. The way she spoke changed. Measured, careful, as if every sentence was something she owed, not something she wanted to give. Still, I didn't ask questions. Questions alert people. Questions expose where you're looking. The day she ended my career with a single sentence, I felt something unlock inside me. A quiet access point. An invitation to the truth. Her new Harvard MBA boyfriend, her sudden promotion, her detachment, none of it stood alone. She thought she was discarding me. What she didn't realize was that she'd left the door wide open behind her, and I had always known how to walk silently. I didn't confront her. I didn't ask who he was. I didn't ask if she loved him. People reveal more in silence than under interrogation. I watched, listened, collected. Phone records, shared cloud data she forgot I still had access to, calendar syncs, expense reports she didn't bother to hide. Every breadcrumb she dropped became a line drawn straight to the truth. Late-night hotel receipts, emails time-stamped inside workshops that never existed, a message thread with a number saved only as M, his initial I assumed, or maybe a placeholder until she felt safe enough to name him out loud. I didn't rage, I didn't ache. I planned. When I requested access logs from our IT director, quietly, casually, like it was part of an old ongoing audit, he didn't question it. Why would he? I'd built half those systems. By the time I left the company that afternoon, I already had evidence. I just hadn't verified it. And verification requires patience. Patience is something betrayal teaches very well. The final piece arrived 3 days later, a folder, encrypted, time-stamped, pulled from her HR workstation. Inside, a performance complaint she'd drafted about me, filled with lies, phrased with surgical precision, enough to justify termination to maintain organizational integrity, filed at 9:42 p.m., while we were watching a movie on the couch, her head on my shoulder, her hand in mine, her decision already made. And, attached at the end, almost hidden, was a confidential memo, a job offer for her new boyfriend. He wasn't just an affair, he was the replacement. I printed the memo, folded it once, placed it on the dining table. When she came home, she froze. Her eyes flicked from the memo to me, then back again. What is this? I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Her breath stuttered. Her posture broke. She crumbled without me lifting a finger. Truth always finds its own gravity. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I simply slid my key ring across the table. "All yours," I said. Her lips parted. "Wait, I can explain." "I know," I replied. "That's the problem." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Her face collapsed. Panic, guilt, fear, each emotion landing like a slap she delivered to herself. She whispered, "Please, don't leave." But I already had, long before she realized it. I wasn't giving her revenge. I was giving her truth. Truth is heavier. I moved out that night. No bags, no hesitation, no final glance. In the silence of my new apartment, I felt something I hadn't in months. Clarity. Not peace, not closure, just clarity. The kind that cuts clean through whatever came before. She wanted a man with a Harvard MBA. What she got was the truth. What I got was freedom. And freedom, I learned, weighs nothing.